Everyone, you got Frankenfoot here. I'm sorry I have no voice and I'm sucking on a cough drop, but it's just the way life is. So let's watch the attack and we'll break it down. Attack starts up here. You're going to see golems come in with just a few wizards on this side, since there's not really any trash buildings. Wall breakers come in, timing with the mortar. Boo, boo, boo. And then the king, queen, and the heroes come in and just start wrecking stuff. 2 poison spells come down on the clan castle troops. And the golems move about the base. Rage comes down quickly to help with the clan castle, and unfortunately, giant bomb was picked up by the bowler, so a heal spell comes down quicker than you might otherwise like. But that's okay. The queen has redirected. Unfortunately, she's being a little toot. But the kill squad moves on. They get their objectives done. They take out 2 air sweepers, and you've got balloons with hounds behind them coming in on the first air sweeper here in the top right. That one falls, and then they move on to the next air sweeper. Well, the hound does. The balloons go commit suicide in the middle of the base. But you have more balloons coming in behind them, saving 2 balloons for the very end of the raid. Final hound pops, but thankfully there's plenty of balloons left over, and they're going to go and finish up the attack, keeping 2 balloons in the bank to help for cleanup and to help distract that wizard tower. You're going to see them come down here as these balloons move toward the bottom of the base to help keep this bunch of balloons alive, since they are at kind of low health. They've been working and they've been doing a lot of stuff. Oh, and they pick up a red air bomb. That's unfortunate, but they get it done with just enough health to spare, and you drop a final wizard for cleanup up there. So there you go. There are 2 wizards, one down here and one up there. So high level base, getting close to the edge of the ability to attack the thing, meaning I didn't have a whole lot of troops left over, but let's break it down nonetheless. Oh no, oh dear, that's the wrong button. Alright, so why did I come in on this side? Well, queen's over here, and I don't want to tackle both X-bows at once. And if I come in through here, I'm largely ignoring the X-bows. You're going to be out of range of them. So if you come in here, you'll notice the queen will have access to this air sweeper. Even though she was a little dorky dork and went the wrong way, the bowlers will still be able to get that on the skip. And then if they move past this compartment, the bowlers are going to have that available on a skip. This guy was also very nice, and he didn't put very many trash rings or trash buildings around the edge of his base. So the funnel is quite easy. It looks like he's trying to get a trap for people to go into here. Heaven knows there's giant bombs or spring traps or what have you in here. But that's far enough away that the golem, if you drop it here, it's going to go to this archer tower versus going in here. I don't know exactly what distance far away it needs to be, but I mean, I can eyeball that, and I've done it enough times to know that the golem's not going to go in that way. So, quite simply, you drop 2 golems on the edge. Can't remember which one I dropped first, but I try to spread out the damage. So I probably drop this guy first and let him absorb this wizard tower and this cannon, and then this guy second. So that way this archer tower will be focused on this golem, and he's going to have interest from, I guess, just that cannon. I guess it really doesn't matter a whole lot in this attack. Not a whole lot of point defense, which also makes this a good entry point. The other thing that makes this a good entry point is it's out of range of the clan castle at first and the queen. So you're not going to have the clan castle aggroed until the golems have started to move in and you've got the rest of your kill squad down. Sorry, this was a fresh hit. Didn't know what the heck was in there, so I brought 2 poison spells, and in between the bowlers, the queen, and the poison spells, you can pretty much take out whatever. And the other good thing about coming in here is you take out this air sweeper, and then you're just left with this one. So if you come in and you knock out these 2 air defenses and this air sweeper is pointing in a direction that's not going to affect you if you come in from this side. So that's the other benefit of coming in from this side. The only question you have is once you get to the edge of this building here, in order to keep the troops going, you can either put a jump spell here and let them continue into this compartment. They will eventually take out that air D. And you can try to take these buildings, and then your balloons and hounds have a straight shot in this direction. Or you can put the jump spell here and help direct them into the core, where they will surely meet their ultimate demise. Now, I elected to put the jump spell here and let them direct themselves into the core. The reason I did that is because these air defenses are kind of sticking out. They're not buried well within the base. If they were there, I might make a different decision. But because they're sort of external, you can picture the hound's going to come in here, and then the hounds are going to redirect there. But you're still going to have some buildings up, and so the balloons are going to want to move in a direction that's not with the hound. And that's unfortunate. But it's the way that it works. And so if I move them into the core, they could have hopefully taken these buildings out. Turns out they didn't take them all out, but they did soften them up a bit so the balloons could work through these Expos really fast. Because Expos they're such high health. That's really one of the things. That they have good range, they have high health. And so the balloons can sit there for a couple drops. And with the current meta, if the balloons can knock it out in one drop of the bombs as a group, then you move through real fast. Otherwise, it takes them a while. Because you still wait for them to drop that second bomb. Anyway, so I'll have to check. We'll check the replay, but when you drop your balloons, you've got to take away the edge of the defensive buildings. So imagine all this is wiped out by the kill squad, and so your first balloons will come down on that cannon, and then you have this archer tower, and then the rest sort of sprinkled in as you go, and the hounds will probably come down from this direction and then this direction in order to tank for the balloons. And then we'll just save a few more, sprinkle some more, and as the hounds move in this direction, and then haste them to get to this air defense, also haste to get to this air defense, and hold on to a few for the end, and whatever wizards you have left, because you've got some troll builders huts out here, and you'll have some leftover wizards, because you don't need much. Because this is the only building you really need to worry about. So I dropped 3 wizards here, and I think they took this building out, but they didn't quite make it through that. But yeah, so let's figure out why the queen took the walk that she took, though. So I like to put this golem down first, then that golem. 3 wizards at cannon. This is what happened. This golem was just barely out of range of that cannon. Whoa, look at that! Look at that cannonball! It's like bionic or something. Wow, look at that. Heck, I've been blowing that out of my nose the past couple days. So wall breakers, it was a very safe place to drop wall breakers. Just time it with the mortar shots. I don't know why 2 went for this wall and 1 went for this wall. They just like to be crazy like that, I guess. But the wizard tower is going to be distracted over here. The mortar is distracted over here. So the wall breakers are safe to go for this gold storage. Pew-pew! And so heroes come down. Bowlers walk in. Let's see what the queen does. The queen must have gone for that gold storage that the wizards didn't quite take care of. Now, unfortunately, so you saw that big empty spot, or watch the replay, you'll see a big empty spot there. And that always worries me when I see that, because you never know if there's a giant bomb or a Tesla there or what. So when you have your bowlers entering there, you just hope that your golems trip it, in which case they did trip it here, but the bowlers were so close they still took damage from that giant bomb. So when they hit that, you got to drop that heal pretty quick, and you'll get your bowlers back up at high health pretty darn quick. But the worst thing that can happen is you can lose your bowlers here, or the queen, I guess. But we lost the queen and we survived. So the bowlers must have been more important for the queen than this, right? Or more important than the queen. So you'll see the jump spell come out. Now, in the interest of time, as soon as that last spell comes out, I am done with directing the kill squad to do anything. And so it's time to go ahead and start working on the GoBoLaLoon. But you've got to make sure that you need your targeted defenses down. So I really want this air defense down because I don't want to hound a path to it. And this one will go down, but that'll be the last one they path to. So as soon as this guy comes down, I'm clear to start dropping balloons and hounds. So first hound comes in that direction, balloons behind it. Oh, the queen did take out that cannon, so I didn't have to worry about that. Second hound coming in. I dropped 2 balloons per defense, haste spell to speed them along to that air defense, and they finally get there. Boo! And now most of them go into the core, which is unfortunate because they will lose tanking from the Hound. But second Hound comes in. Now these balloons did survive, and that's because the kill squad knocked out most of the buildings here, and they softened up this expo and took out some of these Teslas. So the balloons are able to work through those very quickly. Now the only problem is that these buildings are still up. This Archer Tower and this Wizard Tower, which are, Archer Tower is kind of bad for balloons, obviously, and the Wizard Tower is really bad for balloons at the end of the raid. So that's why we hold on to 2 balloons. And we're just going to drop them when the timing's about right. Because they'll be high health balloons and they will survive. And thankfully that Wizard Tower's on the edge, so it can be easily targeted by the balloons. And that's it! And that's the raid. And then I just dropped the wizards I had left over, 1 on each of these building huts, and then 1 where just there wasn't any balloons to help take out stuff. So there you go. Pretty darn high level base. Heroes weren't quite maxed, but I had max defenses and max walls, and take it out. Alright, Frankenfoot out.